And we're back with the Screen Team on today's Talk 930 KWOC. It's a full half hour of John Wayne films. We've already reviewed the film In Harm's Way. We're getting ready to do the film McLintock, and we got our boy Ross in the studio. And Ross, it's all about John Wayne this half hour, and I'm excited to get into the review about McLintock. First off, before we get into the movie, did I say that right? Is it McLintock or is it McLintock?
It depends. They announced it. They pronounced it that it's 3 or 4 different ways on the movie. So I think it's McLintock.
Yeah, I was like, is this like an inside joke? Am I missing something? But yeah, this movie I've never seen before. It's really, really good, man. I enjoyed it.
It's fun, but it shows a lot of different aspects of John Wayne. The hero and the man's man. And it shows he's a fine actor who could do comedy.
Yeah. Let's talk about his character in this particular film. He's kind of a bigwig in this particular like a cattle rancher. He's pretty much almost everything. People come to him for advice and for help and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, he owns just about everything, the mines, the forest, and most of the town, big cattle baron out in the Old West.
And he's also he's a married man, but he hasn't seen his wife in quite a long time.
Yeah, they're separated. Maureen O'Hara plays his wife, and she's sort of a social icon. The rich man's wife traveling all over Europe, and Newport in the season.
And if there's anybody who can go, punch for punch with John Wayne, it's Maureen O'Hara.
Oh, they did so many films together, and they were so natural together. And, he was a big, tough cattle baron. Well, she was the tough wife.
Yeah, yeah.
Who basically came home because their daughter was coming in from college, and she just moved into the house and took over.
She did. And she was, there was a lot of jealousy there because she saw the new cook that he had hired, and she was a beautiful lady as well. And she had a lot of jealousy. She had a lot of anger and hate against him, I guess, from previous years and stuff like that. And she was ready to rule the roost, and he let her for the first part of the movie. It was kind of funny. He wasn't scared of anything in this particular film except for her.
Yeah, she came home. He sort of got rattled. And Maureen O'Hara, there was some jealousy, and I think there was also some envy there that, the cook was a attractive lady, and she was in the house, cooking. But, it showed a lot of comedic acting experience from both John Wayne and Maureen O'Hara. It was, a powerful movie. It was a sweet movie when the daughter came home, but it was also funny in parts.
Oh, very, very funny. I laughed so many times. One of my favorite scenes of the film is, I guess there's this side story where the cattle people are upset because they think the Indians stole or kidnapped one of the farmers or cattle hands' young daughter. Mm-hmm. And they come to find out that that's not the case. She just went off with a young dude and came back late. And John Wayne ends up stealing the gun that was pushed in his belly, and he's yelling at the cattle hand saying, I'm not going to hit you. No, yeah, I'm going to hit you.
Yeah, and he does.
And a big brawl breaks out, and it's in this mud pit, and it's a good scene. Do you have any favorite scenes from the film?
Yeah, when he came home and got drunk with the cook. Okay, they were drinking, and he's trying to help her up the stairs. Or somebody's trying to hit, and they kept falling down. And then Maureen O'Hara comes out of her bedroom, which was his bedroom, and sees them at the bottom of the stairs. She's sitting in his lap, and Chill Wills is trying to explain who, hit John Wayne in the head with the bottle, which was Maureen O'Hara.
Yeah.
And he's explaining, well, you were here, and she was there, and the facial expressions on John Wayne are just absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody thinks of, the big He-Man, but he was a very accomplished actor who, for some reason, I guess sadly, didn't get to do a lot of comedy. But if you saw that scene, his facial expressions and his body language was just absolutely hilarious.
Yeah. We've mentioned, obviously, John Wayne. We've mentioned Maureen O'Hara. But something I didn't know, looking on the IMDb page, was that I guess John Wayne's son plays Delvin Warren in this film, who had a big part.
Yeah, he's in quite a few of his films.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And it's funny, I think Robert Mitchum's son had a small part in it, too, somewhere.
The lady who plays the cook, I know I'm going to pronounce this name wrong. Her name is Yvonne DiCarlo.
Yeah, Yvonne DiCarlo, yeah.
She, beautiful, beautiful woman.
Oh, yeah.
But her most famous role was in The Munsters, right?
Yeah, Herman Munster's wife.
Yeah. I was like, that's her? Oh, my God. Wow. Mm-hmm. Wow, man, she's a knockout. Let's see here. What else can we hit on? I want to talk. I only have one negative thing to say about this film, and it's not really about the film, but more about the film quality. When you're watching this DVD version, not just this DVD version, but pretty much all DVD versions of this particular film, they weren't kept in great quality. The person who, I guess, had the initial rights to the film didn't make a great master copy of the film, and you can tell in this particular film that it wasn't taken care of very well.
No, and that's the shame of it. There are so many hundreds and thousands of films in the film archives that have been destroyed, that have not been remastered, and I guess that's one of them. At least we have it.
Yeah.
Quality or not, you can still look at it without going blind. But it's a funny film, and I always thought it would be a pretty good family film too.
Oh yeah, I agree. There's one part in here that I would love to do to Sabrina J, my wife. At the very end, John Wayne has had enough. He's had enough of her nonsense, and he goes, and I guess somebody was telling her, well, you know what you should do is you should be the man about this and spank her. So the whole last 5-7 minutes, he's trying to catch up with Maureen O'Hara. She's getting thrown out of 2-story buildings, going in to hay barrels, and he finally catches up with her, and he finally does the deed. And
there's a lot of physical action between Maureen O'Hara and John Wayne, like the fight at the mud pit.
Right.
And then the last 5 or 10 minutes chasing her all over town.
I love it, man. That was such a good scene. I love this movie. Very, very good film. Thank you for picking it, Ross.
Thanks for having me.
We're going to be back with another particular film, another great one from John Wayne and Maureen O'Hara. It's called The Quiet Man, and we'll do that next on Today's Talk, 930 KWOC.